Welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm Karen Rice. I'm going to be painting some bluebells in the hedgerow. It's a step-by-step watercolour tutorial. If you would like to watch a longer, more informative video, please click on the join button and it will take you to another page where it gives you information about my channel membership. All the materials I will be using will be listed in the description below. Just click show more or the down arrow bottom right of this video. As you can see here, I've already masked out the light areas or the things I want to mask out, like my bluebells and some of the lighter leaves and flowers, and I'm mixing up a puddle of quinacridone gold, cadmium yellow and Naples yellow. If you don't have the quinacridone gold, you could use raw sienna or yellow ochre, and you don't need to use the Naples yellow. I'm also mixing up a puddle of ultramarine, and now I've mixed up some phthalo turquoise. If you don't have that, you could use Prussian blue, and I've dropped in a little bit of the cadmium yellow. You could use lemon yellow, and I'm making a mid green, and the paint's a little bit of a creamy consistency. Now with clean water, I'm wetting the paint with a large brush. I'm using a size 14 black velvet brush by Silver Brushes. So I'm just with my large round size 14 brush dropping in this lovely cadmium yellow, wet into wet, just in all the lighter areas of the painting. I'm going to be working light to dark, and this is all going to start off with wet in wet washes, which obviously I've already mixed. And now I've rinsed my brush because I'm actually going to now put some blue above. As you see, my reference photo to the right hand side, it's a photo I took myself. It's sort of got a bit of a light pale sky above, so I'm just dropping that in wet in wet. I'm now putting some of the quinacridone gold in, where you've got those sort of more golden colours, and it's just to create lots of light in the distance. I'm just using the quinacridone gold now on the path area, just dropping this in wet into wet using my large size 10 brush. And now I'm just dropping in a little bit of that green now, and it's sort of still wet but slightly creamier than the surface, so you could almost say it was damp into wet. I'm just mixing up some quinacridone gold now and the phthalo turquoise and painting that damp into wet. It's a little bit creamier, and it just creates all these dark areas on the right hand side of those trees. You really have to get all your colours prepared if you want to paint in this way. I love to start off a painting like this, wet in wet, getting all those sort of background colours in. I'm using the cadmium yellow here with a touch of the phthalo turquoise, wet into wet, and just getting that lovely limey green colour that you can sort of see in the distance there in the reference photograph. And it all fuses together and all the colours sort of mix together on the paper as well. I'm using now the quinacridone gold and the phthalo turquoise mixed together, and maybe a touch of cadmium yellow as well, and just painting this now wet into wet in the grasses in the foreground. I'm mixing up the cadmium yellow with some ultramarine, and I'm just painting a creamy colour now, and that's damp into damp on the left hand side where there's a lot more shadows, a lot more stronger green. So don't be afraid to use thicker, creamier paint. And I've just added a little bit more of the yellow with the phthalo turquoise, touch of quinacridone gold, and look at that creamy colour going on. Don't be afraid to do it. Really load your brush and paint that colour on. Now this is an extremely dark colour. It's the phthalo turquoise with the quinacridone gold, really dark. I've added a lot more blue, and I'm just dropping and drizzling that colour in wet into wet or damp into wet, whatever your sort of paper is doing. If you find that your watercolour paper is drying out somewhat, give it a little spray with a spritzer bottle and it give you more time to paint. I'm using the tip of my brush now, just flicking little dark bits here and there to create all of that foliage that you can see in the photograph. It's a kind of like a shortcut, because this would take hours to do if you were to do this wet on dry. So it's quite a nice way of tackling all of this detail. Remember, when you're using these strong colours, always sort of rinse your brush every now and again. Make sure your water is clean. I've just added some creamy indigo there for all those darks, and now I'm adding a mid-green to the sort of darker grasses. This is damp into damp, so I'm really building up, but I'm letting that light yellowy wash come through. If you find it's quite daunting working like this, my suggestion would be to work on a much smaller scale. Give yourself confidence that way. I've added a little bit of pink to my Quinacridone gold to make this more browny kind of sort of beigey shade, and I've painted the path and those distant sort of foliage and trees there. I'm using the tip of my brush. I'm using a very dark green here just to put some damp into damp detail on the edge of the path, using the tip of my brush and then bringing that into some of the lower bushes. I love to use salt because it creates such lovely texture and light, so I'm sprinkling it over the surface of the paper. Make sure it's not too wet. I'm using my plastic card now just to flick out some lighter areas. Again, you want to do this when the painting is damp and not wet to create some lighter marks. I also use it though on the corner of the card to sort of scratch in almost to create some little branches and things. It's like using a pencil. It is permanent, so just be careful where you do it. I would also have a little practice on a rough piece of paper just in case. The trick with the card is less is more. Don't keep going over the same sort of part because you're going to get a hole in your paper, but it is very effective, and I really like it now for pulling out some of these light leaves that you've got in the reference photograph. It's so you're actually revealing that underwash that I did earlier. This is where the card is really useful. I'm sort of pulling out the paint here from that beigey colour I put earlier to create some very thin trees. The painting has dried, it's thoroughly dried, and I've brushed off all of my salt. Doesn't the salt look amazing? Look at that wonderful texture. It's so effective. I'm using a natural damp sponge and putting some creamy dark paint onto the surface of the sponge, and I'm going to use this to create some texture and foliage in the hedgerow. Try not to press too hard, press very delicately because you get some lovely texture. You may need to make a big puddle of paint because sponging does take up a lot of paint. Nice creamy puddles of paint will do the trick. Try not to do too much sponging and leave lots of that yummy salt effect that happened earlier. I'm using my size 2 small round brush to paint these very thin branches on the edges of the bushes. It's a bit of artistic license because they aren't there, but I wanted to create this illusion of depth by creating this darks and details in the foreground. It pushes that background bit, and that should create some depth in your painting, making it look 3D. So I love using this small brush. It is the black velvet brush. It is so effective. I've just made a big, very, very watery puddle of ultramarine and a touch of indigo, and I'm just glazing this now on those darker areas, wet on dry. Remember, make sure your painting is dry, otherwise it will move the paint underneath. But it's to create this lovely shadowy area on the left hand side of the painting and a little bit on the grass as well. It really pushes that back and sort of brings the light forward, but it still creates that bit of depth because of the stronger shadows and the textures. I'm just putting a little bit now across the path. Try not to worry, just be brave and go for it. Now I've thoroughly dried the painting and I'm using my framing tape to remove all of the masking fluid. And now I'm using ultramarine and Ochre Rose, and I'm painting the Bluebells just in this pale colour. I'm not going to be creating too much detail, and you can just literally paint over the top of those white marks. It's very effective. And I'm doing the same thing with these larger, paler leaves. I'm using some of the cadmium yellow with a touch of blue and then just glazing that over the top of those sort of darker area. And then you've got this lovely limey green. I'm doing it again to the sort of foreground area, the grasses there. Just lay it on, don't fuss with it, just glaze it on with a nice large brush, and it'll create this sort of lovely light effect where the lights caught the top of those leaves. Here I've mixed up some creamy cadmium yellow with a tiny touch of the phthalo turquoise, and I'm putting this quite opaque colour onto some of the leaf parts as well, and it looks really effective. It comes out of the background, out of that darkness, and creates some nice light coloured leaves. And as you can see here, I've used some of the pink and yellow to create some of those little wildflowers on the grasses. I'm just painting the centre of some of the daisies as well. They're quite sweet. It just gives a little bit of detail to the foreground. And now I'm going to spatter some of this yellow to create some more little wildflowers on the grasses in the foreground. Just that little bit of texture. One final spatter on the path. That's with the pink and the yellow with a touch of the blue. And here's my finished painting. I really hope you've enjoyed this tutorial. The building up of the light to dark, the wet in wet, using the salt and the masking fluid. If you have any questions about this tutorial or any comments, please put them in the comments section below and I will try to get back to you as soon as I can. If you want to see any more videos like this, why not subscribe to my YouTube channel? And don't forget, if you want to see longer, more informative videos, why not give my channel membership a try? Thank you so much for watching. Happy painting. Bye for now.